Asia controls the world's supply chain, and that changes everything. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. When you buy something online, a phone, a laptop, a car part, even basic household stuff, you're not just buying a product. You're buying into a massive system. And that system is called the global supply chain. And right now, Asia controls more of that supply chain than almost any other region on Earth. And once you understand that, you'll realize why Asia's influence is growing so fast. What is a supply chain really? So the supply chain isn't just shipping. It's everything involved in making a product. Raw materials, factories, assembly, packaging, ports, cargo ships, warehouses, and delivery networks. It's basically the modern version of an empire. Because whoever controls the supply chain controls the flow of goods. And the flow of goods controls money. And right now, Asia is the center of that global flow. Here's what gets crazy. If you look at the busiest container ports in the world, the majority of them are in Asia. Places like Shanghai, Singapore, Ningbo, Shenzhen, Busan, and Hong Kong. And this matters because ports are not just transportation hubs, ports are power. If your port is efficient, your country moves goods faster and your businesses win. Asia has been building ports like the future depends on it. Because honestly, it does. But the real reason Asia dominates supply chains isn't just ports, it's manufacturing density. Asia has clusters where everything is built close together. One city might focus on electronics, another on steel, another on textiles, car parts, or semiconductors. This creates an insane advantage. If a factory needs a component, they don't wait 2 weeks for it to arrive. They get it on the same day. That kind of speed is almost impossible to replicate in the West right now. So when people say, why is everything made in Asia? It's because Asia built the infrastructure to make it inevitable. Now here's the part that changes everything. Asia doesn't just make cheap products. Asia also produces many of the world's most important components. For example, Taiwan is a global leader in advanced semiconductors. South Korea dominates memory chips. China controls a huge portion of rare earth processing. Japan dominates high-precision industrial components. The US equals design. Taiwan, Korea, Japan is production, and China is the assembly. And this is why supply chains are becoming geopolitical weapons. Because if you control the key components, you don't just control products, you control industries. Remember during COVID, people couldn't get the basic items. Cars were just delayed. Electronics were delayed. Prices also exploded. That wasn't just inflation. That was the supply chain revealing who actually controls production. And this is what the world learned. Supply chains aren't guaranteed. They're strategic. And the countries that dominate supply chains hold leverage over the global economy. So what does this all mean? It means Asia doesn't just manufacture world's products. Asia controls the routes, ports, factories, and components that the world depends on. And when you control the supply chain, you control the future. Because supply chains decide who grows fast, who stays competitive, who gets rich, and who gets left behind. So the real question isn't whether Asia dominates the supply chain today. The real question is, what happens when Asia dominates supply chains, technology, and energy at the same time? That's the world we're heading into right now. If you enjoy these quick breakdowns on the global economics, industry, and geopolitics, subscribe to the Global Mac Brief and drop a comment. Do you think the West can rebuild its supply chain, or is Asia too far ahead? I'll see you in the next video. Peace.